Hey guys, it's Kate Journey, and I am back today with my writing notebook set up for the beginning of the year in January. And it's not a whole lot. There's a bunch of stickers and stamps and stuff, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. But getting to it and getting this video out has been just absolutely insane. So I want to start off with kind of apologizing for this being late. This was supposed to come out last week. But I had a kid in the hospital with pneumonia, and then I had another one sick, and then another one sick, and it's been a wild ride at the beginning of this year. So everybody's safe, everybody's better, but it's been a kind of a crazy ride. And on top of it, I shouldn't say that. I started this project a little while ago, but I fully jumped in with both feet on a project, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm also a little nervous, so I'm gonna talk about that today while I set this up, because why not? So what happened was, about a year ago, I was considering taking my original book series and turning it into kind of like an episodic serialized something or other. And I kind of knew that format was something that I would really enjoy, but I was plugging the wrong story into it. And then I thought again with my Books and Ghosts and Pixies on Toast and that series, I thought that would be really fun to like chop up and do in a serialized format, even though it was already a book. And then a while ago, I kind of got this idea for a story that's a sapphic dungeon punk, dragon riders and werewolves, and like it's kind of a mashup of a bunch of things. But I'm wildly in love with the story, and it ended up becoming a 12 season, 6-book. Like, I've got all of it, not all of it, but I've got most of it figured out. Like, it just kind of exploded in the background of me trying to write the second book in the Frolicking with Darkness series, which is, Books and Ghosts and Pixies on Toast. It'll be all linked down below. But I did manage to finish the second book in that series, the Frolicking with Darkness series. It is currently with beta readers and critique partners and all of the stuff. And I'm excited to get feedback. I'm getting some, and it's really positive, and I'm super stoked. So that hopefully will be coming out in like a month, maybe 2, and that's going to be really exciting. But in the meantime, I've been busting out this other series, which is called Like a Moth to Water. And it's coming along, and it's coming along so great, and I am wildly in love with it. I've written the first 5 episodes, and I've plotted out, because I plot out seasons and then I plot out episodes. And I have plotted out almost all of the first season, like scene by scene plotted out. And I'm so excited for the way that it's going and where it's going to end up and all the things. So anyway, the first episode is done. It's been read by critique partners. It's like, I need some formatting and it's ready to go. And then I'm working on the other ones, but anyway, I wanted to get a whole lot of writing done before I actually launched the whole series on Ream. However, my Ream is set up, and I have figured out my tiers, and I have figured out all of the things, and I'm really, really, really excited. Yeah, I'm going to be launching that. I will not just be launching that on Ream. I'm doing like a whole membership over there, but I'm actually going to be reading that series live on this channel. So it'll be like once a week I will read the episode. That also goes live on Ream. There's a membership over there for getting episodes ahead of time, and there will also be like, because it is a sapphic romantic fantasy, not a fantasy, like not a romantasy, because it's a romance in a fantasy plot, if that makes sense. So it's got elements of romance between these two characters. So there are some super, super steamy, spicy scenes that are absent in Books and Ghosts and Pixies on Toast that are going to be very present in these books. And in these seasons, but the super spicy stuff will be behind a paywall and in a place where I can control whether or not my audience is over the age of 18 and old enough to be reading that kind of stuff without parents stepping in. Let's put it that way, because it will get very spicy. So on this channel, I will be reading the regular kind of PG-ish version. And then over there, that'll have that stuff behind a paywall. So basically, that's in the works while I'm waiting in between hearing about book 2 and kind of what needs to be changed about that. And when I start I've already started book 3. Okay, so I'm a little chaotic in my writing. I tend to bounce back and forth between projects. And I've already started book 3 and kind of plotted out the most of book 3 in the Frolicking with Darkness series. But I wanted to get more feedback before I get too deep into it, because I know that there's some things that need to be smoothed out with the second book, and I was tired of fighting with it, so I just sent it on ahead to everybody with like, hey, look, I know I need about 5,000 to 10,000 more words in this story, and I know I just don't know where you guys want me to expand on things. So I'm waiting for all of that feedback, and I'm very excited. I had one of my critique partners was like, this feels like coming home. I'm like, yay. So anyway, I'm just going to be over here, celebrating about that. But what you just saw me finish was my kind of overall goals for 2026 and the quote potatoes. This setup is kind of a very Samwise Gamgee kind of hobbity setup with floral stickers and whatnot, and that's floral sticker pack is the oh gosh, I know I have it here somewhere. It is the herbarium. That's what it's called, herbarium. I don't know. Sticker set, whatever. Anyway, I really like that one. It's a little different for me. I'm not too into florals, but because it's got a lot of like the darker greens and more leafy shapes instead of just flowers, it actually kind of ticks that box for me. That's like, okay, this is what I would want in my garden. I don't know why that is applicable in my notebook, but like, when I'm gardening, I'm not worried about flowers. I'm not worried about, most of the super pretty stuff. I'm looking for herbs. I'm looking for things that smell good and taste good, that can feed my family. That's kind of the stuff that I would have in my garden. And so it feels very appropriate that the sticker kit is there, in my kind of somewhat sideways ode to Samwise Gamgee, because every time I think of Sam, I think about gardens, and I think about, green and growing things. And I think about kind of the salt of the earth. And I really kind of wanted to start out the new year with a very Samwise Gamgee, like, okay, let's get going on this journey. I'm going to pack a bunch of pots and pans and make sure that we're ready to go, because this new year that's coming up is going to be wildly different than anything that I've ever experienced before, partially because of the Ream setup, and partially because I just feel like I've kind of settled into a rhythm with myself that's strangely like, okay, I know what I'm capable of. I know where my boundaries are. It's got to be something about turning 40. Like, I'm feeling really stable for the first time in I think ever in my life have I ever felt like really emotionally and physically just kind of stable and ready for some changes that are like manageable. They're not, overwhelming in the beginning. It's like a slow, gradual, like I'm walking from Hobbiton to Mordor, only I'm walking from where I'm at, from where I'm at to, where I want to be in the next 10 years, in the next decade. By the time I'm 50, I want to be in my own house. I want to be making really good money with my writing. I want to have built a community around my stories that feels like really uplifting and really authentic, and like all these things that are really important to me that I feel like I'm just now stepping into fully and allowing myself to really fully believe that it's possible. And it's a really good place to be, and I'm really, really excited about it. And I'm tired of being sick. I'm so sorry for my voice right now. It is what it is. I have to get this video out. I have to be able to move on. But everybody's been sick, and I feel like I had gotten it, and then everybody else got really sick, and it turned into everything that it did. And now I think I've got something new. So I'm like losing my voice. Anyway, so this is where I've set up for January and for kind of keeping track of the episodes in Like a Moth to Water. So my goal for January is to get 11 episodes done. They're about 5,000 words per episode. And I've gotten one of those done in the last week while doing a bunch of other stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that progress, but I really need to buckle down in the next couple of weeks and just churn out words. And they don't have to be the best words. I'm going to be coming back and I'm going to be editing them. And part of like my caveat for on here and for on Ream is these episodes are the rough draft for the novels that these will be eventually. And I'm really going to be encouraging, like, give me your opinion on this and like all the things. All the things. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share this story with you guys. It's become very, very dear to my heart, just like Books and Ghosts and Pixies on Toast. This Like a Moth to Water has become something that is like, I know that this is something that is super important for me to write. Just for what it is and what it can bring to the overall collective, like, let's talk about it, if that makes sense. Yeah, well, it's partially a statement about capitalism. So, like, I'm just going to be real honest about that. Like, it's definitely a statement about capitalism. In fact, that is actually the basis for all of the chaos in the book is late stage capitalism and the idea of capitalism without any sort of humanitarian boundaries around it and the inherent problems with that system once monopolies are made. Anyway, I could talk about that for entirely too long, so I won't. I also kept putting this sticker book in that ink. Like, I don't know why I couldn't remember to put the lid back on that ink stamp pad, but I kept putting those stickers in it, and like over and over and over again. I'm like, how? But I managed to only smudge the pages a few times. Yeah, this setup was kind of a chaos setup, and it was done, I think very early in the morning or very late at night or something. It was something ridiculous, and I just went for it. I was like, I want this set up. I want to be able to do this. This is also the first time where I'm getting specific about what I'm writing in a, hey, keep track of this kind of way in this notebook. Normally I do that everywhere else, but I really kind of wanted to like give myself an excuse to step into this notebook and step into this kind of feeling of this earthy, magical, like almost bullet journal, but not quite. That's celebrating my writing, if that makes sense. I wanted to give myself this kind of space to feel really good about it. However, right here is where everything goes wrong. I should have left that alone. I absolutely 100% should have left that alone. Because what I ended up with, I'm less happy with than I was with that. And I think that I did end up fixing it, and I did end up taking this sticker that I pulled off, the ring sticker, and putting it back on over the top of everything else that I put down. And it looks okay, but like it looked the best the way it started out right there, and I kind of deeply regret it. But it's fine. It's fine. It's a notebook. I'm going to fill out these pages, and I'm going to turn the page, and I'm going to find something new to put in here, and it's going to feel really good, and it's going to be fine. Also, while I am giving you guys kind of this long-winded like life update while I'm setting up this notebook, I started another channel. So I'd previously started another channel to like focus on my writing, and then I realized that that's exactly what this channel was for, and so I'm just kind of leaving that channel alone for now. But I actually started another channel that I haven't posted a video on yet, and it's called Bog Witch Tarot. And over there, I'm going to be doing, like, going through tarot card readings. Actually, I shouldn't say too much about readings. I might do some readings, but actually I'm going to start it with just kind of going through and learning tarot card meanings together, like on camera, and just kind of, because I have like 4 different decks that I'm willing to go through on camera. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through and looking at the symbolism in each of the different decks and like what they mean and things like that. So I'm going to be going card by card by card. And I'm going to be starting with the Ace of Swords, and I'm actually going to be doing that later today. And I'm really, really excited about it. But the vibes over there are very definitely going to be similar to this, but also different, because it's a different kind of avenue of me that I haven't shared before. And so I'm nervous, and I'm also really excited about it. Anyway, but I'm going to stop talking about that, because I know that not everybody who wants to, listen to writing stuff wants to listen to tarot stuff, which is fine. But if you're interested, I will likely link that channel down below, but I haven't posted anything yet, and I might not post anything until the week after this video goes live. I haven't decided yet. It's very kind of loosey-goosey right now, because life is the way that life is right now. So anyway, this is the last spread of the setup, and I'm just going through and adding more of those tabs and the washi up top for the separate episodes. It's, you know, it's to keep track of my episodes, so that makes sense. I wasn't really sure what else to do for January or for the New Year's in here, just because I'm trying to keep this notebook simple so that if I don't use it for a month, I don't feel quite as bad, because that's kind of a thing with me in notebooks, is that I'll jump into them and I'll be super enthusiastic, and then I'll fall off and then I'll feel bad, so I won't jump back into it, and that's not something that I want to do with this notebook. So I'm trying not to feel terrible if I set something up and I don't end up using it. I just learn from it and move on and do something different. Which is why, like, you'll have seen that there's pages in the back, like if I flip through or something, or that I've previously gone through where they're not even filled out at all, or they're barely filled out. And that's just the way that it goes sometimes for me. I will have days or months or weeks where I'm like really deeply into journaling and writing about what's going on and kind of keeping track. And then things will get a little chaotic, and I'll end up writing everything down on note cards and sticky notes that are scattered across my desk. And then I tell myself, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore, and I'll set up a new notebook, and I will eventually still just devolve to sticky notes and and note cards. In fact, I have a note card sitting in front of me right now that has the rest of the Ream stuff that I want to set up. I need to create my banner, and I need to like write custom welcome messages for all 4 tiers. It's literally on a notebook or a note card. There's the word I'm looking for, in front of me, because that's just how I work. I have all of these planners, and when I get too many ideas at once, I end up just writing them on whatever scrap of paper I have in front of me, and organizing them later. And sometimes the organizing them later part doesn't happen at all. And that's okay. Like, if it works, it works. And the more I fight against this kind of weird, chaotic system that I've created for myself, the less I get done. So I've decided to stop fighting it and just start embracing it. So if I use this notebook, awesome. If I don't, you know what? I've got a bunch of really pretty pages that I have not written anything on, and that's okay, because it did what it needed to do. It needed to be a space that's held specifically for these things and these ideas, whether I use it or not. And I'm allowed to take that space, and I'm allowed to enjoy that space. And here you're going to see me. At first, I thought this notes sticker would go all the way across and it would be really cool looking, and it's not. It's not at all. In fact, I think I ended up completely redoing this sticker because I did not like how it went. Or maybe I tore off the end there. I don't know, but I was not happy with it. Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about it now. So we are getting to about the end of this video, which thank goodness my throat can't take much more. But I wanted to take a moment to really thank you guys so much for your patience, especially over the last couple of months when things have been so hectic and wild. I'm showing up as best I can. And when I can't, I am desperately trying not to guilt trip myself about it. So I will be back next week. It's still going to be just one video this week because I've got too much going on. And it might be one video for a little while just to kind of get me back on my feet and get things going. I'm really hoping that all of the illnesses are going to slow down and that we'll get some room to breathe. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back at the latest by next week, and maybe again this week, but very likely not.